So, welcome to the Ground Operations Vermeer show. Here we're going to be talking about everything that has to do with the ground, like things that people in the ground should know before getting into the job site, which most of the time they don't know. And we send the people in there, we take a lot of training in climbing and rigging and everything happened above, but then we kind of forget about the people in the ground. And statistics say, and they're showing that most of the accidents are happening in the ground. That's the idea of having this conversation here. And it's gonna be, I call it a conversation more than me just talking, because I want you guys to bring your experience, because this is how we learn. It has been proved that if we share what is happening out there and our experience, and we ask questions about how to do things and how not to do things, that's what improves the safety out there. It's very important. This is our job. It's not our sport. I always say, like, how many people here practice a swing sport or some kind of sport that is kind of risky? Right?
Yeah.
Don't be shy. I know you guys do. So for many of us that practice string sport, our job here becomes our string sport. We want to take it bigger. Oh, I can fit it there. Boom! Ah, shit, it didn't fit. And you guys that are laughing is because that happened to you guys before, right? So the idea is to be in the safe zone. So then later in your sport, you can have your accident there, out of the work. Your job is just to work, make money, so you can kill yourself doing something else. That makes sense? Not at the job site. All right. My name is Carlos Rodriguez. I come from Puerto Rico, very far from here. It's my first time here in this state. I'm super psyched. I'm cold. Probably for you guys this is awesome. For me it's very cold. We live in 100 degrees all the time, you know. So I was hoping to be warmer, but this is nice. It's beautiful. Yeah, the sun is not killing us, so it's nice. The reason why I'm here, I have a very good friend, Tyler Zuniga. He's from this area. He's the one who usually runs these courses. But there's people here that speak Spanish. And we're only 2 bilingual trainers, so that's what I came to cover. He has some family stuff that I have to deal with. And saying that, I'm gonna be bouncing between Spanish and English. So bear with me. I know it's kind of difficult. And if I say something in English that I don't say in Spanish and somebody notices, please tell me. I'm just saying, if I go off in Spanish too long, somebody can, back to English, because sometimes I forget. So just stay with me there. Now I'm going to say in Spanish all this. ¿Quiénes hablan español aquí? Solo español. ¿Cuántos tenemos? Uno. ¿Español nada más?
No, nada más, no.
Que entienden inglés y entienden. ¿Alguna pregunta o algo que quieran saber en español? Por favor, tírenlo. Yo sé que como hispanohablantes muchas veces entendemos más fácil y entendemos mejor las cosas en español que en inglés. Y yo lo he probado. He dado cursos en inglés y en español y dando el curso en español he aprendido mucho más que cuando di el curso en inglés. Es porque pues, nuestra lengua madre es el español. Mi nombre es Carlos Rodríguez, vengo de Puerto Rico. Tengo un compañero que vive por acá que da usualmente los cursos en inglés y español y entonces él no está presente ahora, no pudo estar, pero tuvo que salir a su país, a Costa Rica, a bregar unos asuntos familiares, así que yo vine a cubrir el curso por él. Pero súper alegre porque nunca había venido acá hasta tan lejos al norte, en el oeste de Estados Unidos, así que es la primera vez. Y mi hermano vive aquí en Seattle y no lo veo hace más de 15 años, así que tengo la oportunidad de ir a visitar a mi hermano también, así que estoy bien contento de estar aquí. Lo que vamos a estar hablando es todo lo que tiene que ver con operación en el suelo, todo lo que ocurre en el suelo, en el área de trabajo. Estar pendiente, o sea, la mayoría de los accidentes en la industria están ocurriendo en el área del suelo, en el piso. La gente trabaja en el piso no prestando atención, no sabiendo cómo acomodar los equipos, no sabiendo cuáles son los procesos para diferentes operaciones, y ahí es cuando los accidentes ocurren. Y la idea es tener una conversación abierta sobre qué ocurre en el suelo. Así que traigan todas sus preguntas y todas sus dudas, y algo nuevo, equipo nuevo que vean, pregunten. sea de trepa o sea de cordaje, de rigging, cualquier cosa, aquí estamos a la orden para ello. Estamos. ¿Cuántos de los que hablan español, cuántos son trepadores? ¿Tú eres trepador? Sí. Solo uno, nadie más. Trepadores también. Sí. Y el resto son rameros. ¿Ah? Sí. Tenemos muchos rameros hoy aquí, entonces. Okay, for you guys in English, how many climbers do we have here? A bunch of climbers. The rest is ground people? You did like that. What is that?
I climbed on the side, but my boss doesn't climb in.
All right.
Yeah.
Then you're a climber. You're a climber.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't be. No.
Yeah,
Don't be climbing.
very confident. I'm a climber.
Yeah. Yeah. Once you get off the ground, you're a climber. That's it. Because if you hit the ground, doesn't matter how many times you climb a month, it's gonna hurt. You know. So cool. So let's get started. First, if you have to go to the bathroom, you don't have to wait for the break or anything. Feel free. It's back there. There's one of those little houses there. You can go to the bathroom there. There's coffee and drink. Feel free to move around. We will take certain breaks as we need to set up stuff and things like that. But this is for you guys. This is your place, so you own it. Don't have to wait for me or raise your hand and ask for permission. Not that I believe that any of you will do it, but just in case. You know, just in case. All right, how we start? The job site. How many people know what is a JSA? How many people use it all the time? You guys use JSAs all day? I always like to start with that because, well, before I get started, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me, who I am and why I'm standing here, right? I'm not just like a Puerto Rican that get pick up and say, hey, he can speak English, this and that. You know? I have a little bit more than 20 years of experience working with trees. I started as a rock climber, and doing rock climbing, we get a lot of hurricanes back home. And one of the hurricanes, there was a lot of need for climbing trees and getting tops that were broken up there and they were dangerous. So we started using our rock climbing equipment to get those things. And we got paid and we was like, whoa, as kids, we were like, holy cow, we got $50 for that branch. Let's do it. So like that, we keep moving on. Then we discovered there was a whole industry in this, and then we started getting equipment, getting trained. And that was back in 98, 97, 98, around there. With the time I got the chance to go work in the United States, I worked in New York for Bartlett Tree Expert. I learned a lot there. Then went back home, stayed a few years working home. Then I got the chance to go to Taiwan. And in Taiwan was pretty cool. I got to combine what I studied. I studied to be a physical education teacher. And I work in an outdoor program where I build a whole rope course. And I got to trim trees and build a whole rope course, so it was pretty cool combining both. And then in the way back from Taiwan, I got stuck in California because of the rock climbing. And then I lived in Yosemite for a while, and I combined, you know, rock climbing, guided rock climbing, and I did tree work there. And as you know, California is on fire, and there's a lot of tree work that have to be done there. So I did learn a lot there. I grew a lot in California. I can say that California was my big step in this industry. Then I got the chance to enter and work with Nats. That guy that was right there, he hired me in this company as a supervisor. And it was then when I started understanding the industry. As we are in our small crews, we don't see as much as what's happening. You know, now with the social media, we get to see the accident that the other guy has and the whole thing. But we were more like, what a moron, that, you know, stuff like that. But being in the project with more than 3,000 people and having to supervise all that, being part of a team supervising, you get to see all the mistakes and the mistakes that are repeated. And people, you know, how they get to those mistakes. And that's when I start kind of paying attention. It's like, oh, it's a matter of time. we are all in the line. We're just taking turns waiting for the accident to happen if we don't do something about it. People that keep working, they don't, because you don't have to, right? You don't have to get educated. You just keep working. Nobody requires you to get educated. If you don't get educated, you're just waiting for the accident to happen. And I have seen people get in an accident in the first week of the job, and I've seen people getting a big accident, 25 years of experience. That was then when I decided kind of to, wait, let me stop here and let's do something about it. And in the company I was working for David Tree then, I started getting involved in the safety aspect, and then as part of this team of supervisor and training, we started delivering training to everybody and trying to keep everybody safe as much as possible. Be part of that safety culture. And that's how I got involved in all this. I am not that much different than you guys. When I'm not here, I'm climbing trees, I'm getting dirty. Right now, if you look at my pocket, probably there's sawdust in there. My wife hated it because I always clog the whole washing machine. Every time I clean my clothes, she's like, you have to clean in there. So I forget. Let's go with a vacuum cleaner in there to clean the stuff. I'm on the tree, I'm getting stung by bees. Back in Puerto Rico, we have tons of poison plants, so I'm always have a rash. I'm like an eternal rash walking around because that's how it goes there. So there's not much difference. I'm a worker as you guys, but I just wanted to share what I learned around. And every time I go somewhere, boom, I learn from the people. There's a lot of techniques that come from different areas. Here, you guys are here that there's a lot of logging up here, right? So there's a lot of stuff that comes from the loggers. Now we don't have that there in Puerto Rico. So I get all those tricks and techniques from people from here. And it's pretty cool. I think I've been blessed with the industry, being able to share all that. Now I go in Spanish. I'm gonna be shorter in Spanish, don't worry. It's easier in Spanish for me. So, ¿quién soy y cómo llego acá? ¿No? En la parte de cómo ser instructor. Llevo ya varios años, llevo alrededor de unos 20 años en la industria. Y he aprendido, con el tiempo he aprendido a que pues, si te quedas en la industria y te quedas en un único estado, no te dedicas a aprender a venir a seminarios como este, simplemente estás en un turno para el accidente. Hay demasiados accidentes allá afuera. Tuve la oportunidad de trabajar en Puerto Rico, comencé en Puerto Rico trabajando. De Puerto Rico brinqué, estuve en Estados Unidos, tuve la oportunidad de trabajar en Nueva York. Tuve la oportunidad de moverme hasta Taiwán y llegar allá al área de China, trabajar con árboles, donde fui maestro y arbolista a la misma vez. Estuvo bien bueno. Entonces, en el camino de vuelta llegué a California. Entonces en California estuve varios años trabajando con los árboles grandes. Y fue ahí donde crecí grandemente. Tuve la oportunidad de ver en un proyecto grande todos los incidentes que ocurren, y cómo estos incidentes ocurren y cómo se repiten, cómo muchas personas, siendo bien diferentes, viniendo de diferentes sitios, cometen los mismos errores. Y parte es por falta de entrenamiento y falta de conciencia. Y ahí es que decido dedicarme y dar, ¿no? Entrenar y llevar el conocimiento a muchos lugares. Todos sabemos que como emigrantes muchas veces no se nos toma tan en cuenta, no estamos tan accesibles a los entrenamientos y a las cosas que se ven por ahí. Muchas veces venimos, llegamos y nos ponemos a trabajar porque somos buenos para el trabajo y ahí estamos trabajando. Pero debemos dedicarle tiempo. Y me he dedicado yo a hacer ese puente y a llevar todo este conocimiento porque mucha de la literatura está en inglés, no la conocemos. No es hasta ahora que está empezando a traducirse toda esta literatura y que hemos empezado a aprender sobre ello. Y es por eso que estoy aquí parado y por eso que quiero aportar. Eso es la trayectoria que me ha llevado a donde estoy hoy día. No soy nada diferente a muchos de ustedes. Estoy trepando árboles todo el tiempo, apenas me bajé de 29 palmas de coco, de limpiar cocos por ahí para abajo y sacar abejas de un condominio, y eso lo hice justo antes de montarme en el avión. Me bajé de ahí, me bañé y aquí estoy. Así que no hay mucha diferencia. Hago el sacrificio con mucho cariño y con mucho esfuerzo porque sé que en esta conversación que alguien uno de ustedes se lleve algo que los haga ser más seguros allá afuera, ya yo logré algo. Y así es que vamos creciendo. ¿Alguna pregunta? Ahora. All right, so the JSA, the Job Safety Analysis, which is different than the job briefing. And many people kind of mix it, and many people kind of keep it together. So by standard, by OSHA standard, you should do a job briefing. You should do a safety analysis of what is going on when you get there. There's people using it already, but there's many people that they don't use it because they feel it's lame to do it. It's a waste of time for many people. But soon, for what is coming up here, you guys are going to have to be involved in safety analysis all the time. We all know what is happening in California right now, right? All those fires. When I started in California, we didn't hear anything about Oregon. Right now, the same in California, we jumped to Oregon. The bark beetle is coming, the drought is coming, that stripe of heat is coming up. And I remember when I started in California, a guy told me, no, you're going to be able to work here, your kid's going to be able to work here, your grandkid's going to be able to work in this project. But this is going all the way to Alaska. It's just a matter of time. So that drought that is starting to come here, and I saw that you guys broke record in heat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And some, like this year, this last summer? Yeah, my friend sent me, and I was like, that's nothing, brother. That's how it is Puerto Rico every day. But for here, it's a lot. And that's going to be changing. That is an uprising. That's not coming down. It's not going to stop. At least that we as humans decide to do a giant change in our way of living. That's not going to stop. And that's the way the Earth is moving right now. So you guys are going to end with a giant drought here and with a lot of fires. Hopefully not. Hopefully I'm wrong. I want to be wrong. But that's the way it's moving. And with that heat moving, with that change, the ones that are suffering the most are the trees. Trees are feeling it. Because for us, it's hotter, we turn on the air conditioner. We crank it, and we solve the problem. But they cannot do that. A lot of fungi, as it's moving, the temperatures here are creating an environment for these trees. As the heat is moving up, it becomes more fungi, more disease for the trees. More viruses get on the trees. The trees get more dangerous. So we are exposing ourselves to more danger. Like in Puerto Rico, for example, where I come from, is the Caribbean. You don't see much of that change. Winter and summers in Puerto Rico are almost the same. You don't see that much change. It's really cool. You see the change in the currents of the ocean. You see the change in the ocean in the wave. In the summertime, the ocean is flat. That's when you go scuba diving and kayaking. It's really cool. But then you get the winter, you get the wave for surfing. And that's when you go out surfing. It's pretty nice. So that's when you see the season the most. Now in the land, you see the seasons and you see the change with the trees. We're getting a lot of viruses on trees that were not there. Coconut palms are starting to fall apart. Coconuts were our sentinels. A hurricane comes and the coconut will hit the ground and stand up again. The hurricane goes, just keep growing like nothing happened. Nowadays the palms are breaking. Before the leaves, right now we have to be very careful when we're anchored up there because the coconut palm, it might go. So we have to be very careful. And all that's a new virus that arrived and we don't know where it came from. But it got in all the palms in the island. All the palms have that virus. And like that, many others, roots, trees that you could do a dead tree, no problem. Right now the trees are rotting like this. The population of fungi have increased a lot, and it's because the heat waves are going around. And the same is happening in these places. So we have to be aware of those small details. Those are the small details that we don't pay attention. Until we break something, until the tree goes, until something really bad happens. Before, you guys have ponderosas here, ponderosa pines? You have those? Not much? So California ponderosas, I love them because that pine can be dead for 5 years and you can negative rig out that pine, no problem. They were solid. Nowadays, there's a fungi that eat the roots. You cannot do that anymore. And you don't last that long. The bark beetle is spreading the virus around the fungi on those trees, they're not good. Sugar pines are dying from inside out now. When the bark beetle gets into the sugar pine, it's because it's weak, because there's a fungi down there killing it. So all those are coming with the climate change, with the change that is happening in Earth right now. So we have to be aware. The way that we pay attention to that is doing a safety analysis and learning what is going on there. Get certified. If you're working in this stuff, there's many studies. You can get to ISA, TCI, and there are many studies that talk about this and how to identify those problems. Many times by smelling the roots. Like, how many people just go under a roof, grab something and smell it here? Have you guys done that? That's key. You have to do that because you can tell what is going on with that tree. If you get fungi coming out, the fungus is coming out, that means that the fungi have been living there for more than 6 months. Because what you see is just the flower of the mushroom. A little mushroom is the flower. So down there's something living and doing something for a long time. So we have to be aware of that. So having a job safety analysis every time before you start is key for being in the safe zone. And sometimes it's just the same, the same, but one day you're gonna find something that you're gonna be happy that you did that analysis, that you found it before you started. We got a giant tree, it's called Guanacaste. It's like a monster tree. It's from Central America and it just grows as big as a sequoia in just 18 years. It's like giant. It's super cool. Everybody likes it because it grows really quick and you have a tree right there in just a few years. Those trees are falling apart. Now they cannot handle the root, they cannot handle the weight up there. There's something going on, and as recent as 2 years ago, a guy is pruning, he set up the bucket truck, he's pruning one side, he unbalanced the tree, and the whole tree, poof, destroyed the bucket. Would hit him. It's lucky he survived. Nothing happened to him, but the whole tree fell. And we have never, in all the years, we have never seen that. And we all work the tree the same way. You know, we're not going one side to balance. Now we have to do it. When we work Guanacastes, we have to go to all the branches, take a portion here, then go to the other side, take another portion, making that plan. That because we know now those trees are failing. And now we're treating, before it happened with other trees, we're treating all the trees like that. We don't cut all full one side if we're not sure of this tree stable enough. La gente de español, ¿están entendiendo o no? ¿Han entendido? Allá atrás, ¿entendieron o no entendieron un pepino lo que dijo? ¿Sí? I'm asking if they understood so I don't have to repeat it all that. Sometimes I forget what I say in English. Pero han entendido la importancia de la parte del análisis, ¿sí? ¿Se ha entendido? Estamos hablando sobre los análisis y cómo los árboles están cambiando con el clima y la importancia de hacer estos análisis cuando se va a hacer un trabajo. Que a veces no le prestamos atención y hablando aquí se ve bien grave, pero es simplemente eso, es tomarse unos 5 minutos, 10 minutos antes de comenzar el trabajo, hacerle el análisis y revisar que el árbol está estable de verdad. Hacerle una prueba de tirón y ver cómo se mueve el árbol. Y todo eso, anotarlo, documentarlo. Tienes que hacer una documentación. Somos profesionales. Tú tienes que tener una forma para llenar eso. When you do the safety analysis, it's very important to document that. You have a form. TCI, OSHA, ISA have different forms for you guys to fill up one. And it's easy. There are many of them. It's just checkbox. The important is to do it and to do it right. Many times you see the guys in the truck, and they're filling it up. Yeah, let's go work. That doesn't work. Back in the day, there was a big company here in the United States. Tons of accidents, a crazy amount of accidents, to the point that the government said, hey, you have to stop. And they stopped the company and say, we're gonna find you, this cannot be happening. There's too many accidents. They bring a third-party company to fix that problem. One of the main problems was that nobody was analyzing what they were doing before to do it. They just get to the job site, climb the tree, and let's do it. Let's take it down. So most of the time, that's why we're here. You know, but many people are not here anymore. Like I have two people that since that happened in 2016, every single day, at some point in the day, Chris and Miguel, they come to my mind all the time. They come to my mind. Both of them 21-year-old. Both of them pushing the limits. Super side, yeah, it's really cool. I can do it. I can get there. Not paying attention. Boom. They got in the wrong spot at the wrong moment. One of them was in the Ponderosa, how I just tell you. There were 3 different companies that say those trees, we need to drop the lines and use a crane. To get those trees, they're too rotten. Miguel have come from Texas. He wanted the job. He really wanted the job. So he got the job, and he told the boss of one of the companies that wanted to do it, he said he could do it. He did 1 tree, nothing happened. The second tree, the climber's lines made it. He dropped the top. He could not let it run because the power lines were down there. Poof, the tree snapped with him. 21-year-old. He came to bring money to his family back home. And gone. His job's up. The other guy, same thing. Chris, you should not get into that, but he wanted to do it. He saw other people. That's the thing here. Like, I fall this tree, boom, and it looks very easy. The tree, you just hear, wah, 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 but I can do that. I can go Home Depot, buy a chainsaw and do it. You know? But nobody pay attention to how many years and how many things I have broken before I got to that tree. Just not hitting anything, you know. So people see other people doing it easy, and they jump and they want it to do it. They want it to be that. And nowadays with the freaking media, that everybody, you have so many Power Rangers out there. Look at me, woo! Well, you're just cutting a tree, put it in the ground, put it in the chipper. It's not like, oh, you know. So we don't take the time to learn, and then we push our limits. That guy cut a tree. He didn't have much experience with the bucket truck. When you're dropping big stuff with the bucket truck, if something happened, where do you escape? You go up. You never go down in the bucket. Something goes wrong, you just pull that thing and crack that thing up. If you go down, that thing's going to your bucket, and the bucket is going to guide everything to you. And that's exactly what happened to him. He got scared when he saw the thing going the wrong way. Well, when they did the rescue, they didn't have to use the ground control. He was already on the ground. He was just right there. The tree landed on the boom, and the boom came all the way to him. Done. Just doing something above his limits. So learning where are our limits is a very good one. Yes, I'm a climber. I'm starting to climb, but I know my limits. There are things that I don't get into it until I get trained on it. Because I tell you the truth, I'm here pure luck. I have been dragged on a rope, going inside the pool, outside of the pool, and the tree landed right next to me. Like that. Not knowing what I was doing. I wanted to do it. Because it was my stream sport. Okay, I can do it. You know. So be aware of that. And those things, you control it with understanding what is in there. Before going in there. Like for example, this tree. Yeah, I can fell this tree, but you have a double stem in there. That thing might split up in 2 before you get to pull it. But many people just see, oh, that's a nice trunk. I can do a notch there. Nothing's going to happen. Many people don't know that. Don't get trained on that. So identifying those hazards, point it out, and writing it down. This is what is happening. This is what I'm confronting. That's going to put it in your mind. That's going to set up the crew to what is the danger. If there's a beehive somewhere, point out the beehive. Don't go and say, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to wait for one to walk in there. See it run. I've done that one, but it's not cool. So point out those things. How many times I get on the tree, and all of a sudden, while I'm on the tree, I see that there are power lines near me. I say, wait, I never pay attention to that. But it's because, it's just because I didn't look at it. I didn't pay attention to it. I didn't take the time to analyze things before that. What do you want to see? All the hazards, all the danger that you have as a worker, not your targets. Target is something else. Things that you can break, that's something else. It's what can harm you while you're doing the job. And you identify each of them, and you point it out, and then you can